Hey people, it's Zoe, and I hope y'all are doing really good. This episode is basically going to be a little life update of me and Chloe. It's going to be a where we are now, what we're doing, why I'm not with Chloe, why Chloe's not with me, why things are happening, and what we're doing in that time. And it's going to be really cool. I think we've been doing lots of split takeovers where we talk about stuff a lot recently. That's been really fun because it at least makes you feel like we're together, or it makes us feel like we're together. And we had done the just solo takeovers, which were really fun. But this is fun because we get to share a topic again together, basically. So I'm gonna jump right in, and then let's just get into it. So what am I doing right now? Well, other than being a pretty much part-time barista at a coffee shop, I'm not doing a lot. I'm doing a lot there, and a lot of just like doing fun stuff, if you will. But it's just a lot of work and play, if that's the best way to describe it, I guess. I work at a coffee shop the coffee shop is at a skate park. So it's a lot of fun. You're never really bored. You have a lot of opportunities to just have a good time. If you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen me skateboarding at work, which is lots of fun. It's never boring at my job. You're always finding things to do. Things are always happening around you, whether that's like birthday parties, just little kickbacks, getting together with staff and hanging out, making drinks. We're making a new menu right now, which is a lot of fun. Me and one of my friends and like one of the girls I work with, it's currently off season where we work, if that makes sense. So no one's at the skate park camp. So we're just doing lots of like renovating things and creating new things, and it's a lot of fun. And so we had the job of making this new menu of like different drinks that would actually be good, that would sell, that, cause we know, our customers and we know the people that are coming in. And so just giving it a little revamp. And then I redesigned an entire menu and then sent it over to, our like graphic designer, I guess that's how to describe what she does. Sent it over to her, and then I got to see like the menu that me and my friend created, and then I actually made a mock menu and see the mock menu on the computer or TV or whatever. It was so cool. It's like seeing your finished project like created and like done, and like it's like your baby. It's so cool. And because we have to make all these drinks, we're getting all these new syrups, so we're just like coming up with new drink titles and names. We're doing a Red Bull menu for adults, and it's just a lot of fun to get to create, and you have so much freedom. It's like painting pictures and making art, and you have all this power, and you have all these ingredients, and you just create something. It's so much fun. It's never ever boring, like just even making drinks, because they change all the time, and we have these drinks that we're doing that we're making the drinks, or like naming drinks after different people on staff, or like if a staff member has a signature drink, naming the drinks after them as well. So there's like the Zoch, we have one named after some other people on staff as well, but it's a lot of fun, and like you get to make the drink, like figure out what you want in that drink, and then if you can think of a name, great. If not, we'll think of one for you. And so we had some people come in that we wanted them to have a signature drink, and they were just messing around making things and kind of like concocting potions. It felt like I was that kid that was pouring water mixed with like flowers and stuff and making potions in the back of class. It was really fun. And we were just doing lots of taste testings, and it's a whole lot of fun. It feels like you're a kid in a candy store. And it's a good time. It's really good. But I love my job. It's a lot of fun. I worked there since last summer, so 2022. And it's been interesting working off season because I had friends, don't get me wrong, like during the summer, and I was pretty like acquainted with everybody and like had good relationship with most people. But because a lot of people leave and go back to where they're from, you get to get like a closer bond with the people that stay. So there's a few different like staff members that stay, and so I've been hanging out with them a lot more, and it's been a lot of fun, and it's been interesting just getting to know people at a more like closer level because there's less people, and it's been really cool just getting to like understand why people like, oh, I like this person, they're super cool. And it's like, yeah, they were super cool over the summer, but I see now like that I like had more conversations with this person, like, oh, they're great. And so it's a lot of fun just getting to know the people you work with in a different way, a little bit less like high stressed time and a little bit less drama because there's less people, so it's really fun. So I'm having a great time doing that, just being at work and all that stuff. My best friend Alexa came and visited up here because she doesn't live here anymore where I live. She moved, and so she came up. She got to see her fam, and me and her had a sleepover. It felt like we were like little kids all over again, having sleepovers, and it was a lot of fun. And we went and got like breakfast or brunch. I don't know. We got like late lunch because we slept for so long, but it was a lot of fun. It was just a good time, and it was really good to see her again, and it was like just grand. And why did I say grand? I don't know. It's 5 o'clock in the morning when I'm recording this. Leave me alone. But no, it was a lot of fun just getting to see her again, and yeah, we just had a good time. We watched Twilight, which I will never say no to watching Twilight. I love Twilight. I don't care how stupid it is and how bad some of the plot and acting can be, or just like I don't know. Twilight is just Twilight. My favorite movie, like Twilight movie, is the first one, hands down, and it's when she walks into like the bio class and the wind is blowing and he looks like he wants to like absolutely destroy her and like also vomit at the same time, and she's like just existing, and it's so funny, and the owl wings behind him, it's just so funny. It's so funny. And the like the baseball scene, my monkey man, like he just climbed a tree, girl. What do you do? Twilight is a whole different thing, and me and Chloe have lots of Twilight experience together. We watched all 4 of the movies, but there's 5 movies, so all 5 of the movies, I guess, with one of our friends, and it was great. I love Twilight. I'm a very chill Twilight stan that is standing Twilight very late in the game, and I am aware of that, and I don't exactly care. But yeah, anyways, ignoring that whole topic, but like, so that's pretty much what's been happening at work, and then like just in my life, it took a lot of courage and strength to not start singing the song from Into the Woods, Les Mis. But in my life, I'm just dealing with a lot of mental health stuff, so just trying to tackle different stuff head on. It's been a lot easier lately, which has been lovely. I love when my mental health is not being an absolute pain in my butt and just like knocking me around, which is super nice. And it's been in a space where like I'm in a good headspace, so when things do come up, I can kind of tackle them head on rather than let it just like absorb me as a person. I'm able to kind of grab those things before it becomes more of a spiral. So if I can feel anxious thoughts coming, and since I'm in a good space right now, like I'm good, I can like, okay, so what's going on? Like what's happening right now? Why are we feeling this way? And be able to just kind of go, okay, let's talk ourselves off this like panic attack. I can feel it coming. Like that's just, we don't have to do that. You know what I mean? And same way, just like depressive thoughts, especially with the weather being so inconsistent. The sun finally came out today, and I was literally ecstatic. It was the most exciting thing I've seen all day. Like this whole week, it's just been like rainy snow, which like I love. Don't get me wrong, but I'm also kind of like, it's been rainy snow for, I would say, about like 2-3 months. Almost all of the new year. I'm a little bit done. I'd like some sunshine. And it's been annoying because like the sun will come out and then it'll go away. And I'm like, could you just stay, please? It's spring now. Like, groundhog came up and said it's time. Like, I'd like the sun to stick around. But no, it'd still be snowing in March. But no, the sun really just helps my mental health a ton. And so it's been really nice having, occasional sun, or taking what I have, which is the rain, and like making a day out of it. And like just driving or doing long drives in the rain, listening to It's Cold and Raining, So Somebody Hold Me playlist on Spotify. That mixed with the weather, ooh, yeah, that's my jam. I love it. I love a good long drive with like vibey music playing in the background. It's so good. It's good for my soul. But no, it's been interesting, working, taking care of my mental health, seeing people, going out. I haven't gone out in a long time, and I went out this past week. So last Saturday. Tomorrow's Saturday, so I might go out tomorrow. Who knows? We will find out. And it's just been fun to do that. You get to have a good time. It's not like the greatest place because the DJ is the DJ, and the vibes are the vibes, and the music is the music. But when you don't have much else, you do what you can, and it's the people that make it a fun time. And luckily the DJ is receptive to the room, which is so great. Like, he'll notice that no one's dancing to whatever he's picked, and he will, out of the humbleness of his heart, skip the song. This man knows how to read the room, and I'm so grateful. Because he'll be playing something like Dua Lipa, and I'm like, I'm not in a Dua Lipa mood. Could you put Usher on instead, or like, I don't know, Lil Jon, T-Pain, like, please. And just reads the room and switches the song. Like, wow, what a legend. And he's hilarious, super nice guy. So it's just, the vibe is the vibe, and you just kind of adapt. So that's been really fun. I've been getting to, I got to lead worship with one of my really good friends who is not from where I'm from, but like occasionally comes down here. So that was really fun. Not only to get to see her, but also just to get to lead worship with her was really fun. And also with our normal worship pastor. So that was really fun. And just had a grand old time. We were having a great time. We were just chilling and vibing and singing and praising Jesus. It was great. I was loving my best life. And it was a lot of fun. And like, I don't know. I think it's been pretty chill the last 2 weeks. Like, the overarching theme is it's just kind of been chill. Getting myself kind of back together. And kind of building up a lot of broken pieces, and just understanding that it's okay to like make progress and then feel like you're making steps back, because that's just how life goes. That's how it is sometimes. And I don't know. I've been processing a lot lately. A lot of different emotions and feelings. And yeah, it's been interesting. Like, processing your feelings is just not always a fun time. You're like in the shower, or your bed, on the toilet, wherever you are processing your feelings. And you're like weighing the pros and the cons, but you're also kind of like, even if there are cons, do I want to listen to said cons? Or do I just want to keep looking at these pros? Because these pros, look how cute these pros are and how nice they are. But the cons are also there too. And like, And it's just this whole thing of weighing your options and getting advice from people you care about and like, care about you, but also listening to your gut. It's, weird for sure. I can't lie. And, adjusting to seeking advice from people in something that I have not really given a crap about for a very long time. So it's been interesting. I almost started drumming again, which was really cool. But I realized I'm not ready to like start drumming in front of people again. And that was like a really hard decision because I really wanted to. So like for those that don't know, I play not quite a few. I play a lot of like the basic instruments that you would need in a band. I play keys, I play guitar, and I play drums, and I sing. I only just don't play bass. So I could be my own band, but I just don't play bass. But I played drums. That was my second instrument that I learned. It was keys as a kid, and then kind of just got bored with the fact that I had to play classical music, quit that, and then didn't do music stuff for a very long time. And then in high school, picked up drums, and so I played drums for quite some time, and went to music school in Australia, with all of my like drumsticks. I was planning on playing drums. I ended up doing a lot more vocal stuff because I was better vocally than I was at drums, which was really cool. Never would have expected that. And yeah, so then after being like doing more vocalist stuff, I kind of put drums down, didn't really do that. Learned guitar on that trip, and already still played keys that hadn't gone away. So I just picked up guitar and re-picked up keys. And I was like, well, I played keys at church before, and I've sang at church before, like, why not just, grab my sticks and see if I still got it. And it's like riding a bike. You know how to do it, but you have to get back in the rhythm. You have to get back in the groove. You have to learn how to trust yourself again. You have to learn how to kind of separate your brain again and almost just be one with the drum set again. And I forgot about that completely. Cause like you can like fake drum as like a person who's not a drummer, but when you're like on the drum, like in the seat behind the kit and, feet on the pedals, it's just like, it does something. Like it changes something. Like I had like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. There are so many things that I used to be able to do effortlessly that I have to like put more effort into. And that was something I realized after kind of practicing a few different times. And I was like, I don't know if this is something I'm ready to do, because the way that I'm struggling over here with drum fills is a little scary. We're gonna wait. And so I just been waiting for the next time to audition for my church for that. And so I know that I can do it. I'm very capable. It's just, how capable do I want to be, and how much do I want to set myself up for success? So yeah, but it's been a lot of fun these past few months. Been lots of learning, relearning, trusting myself and other people, and yeah, I'm having a great time. Can't lie. I don't think of anything else that there is I should share. If I think of anything. Well, I tried to think of something else to talk about, but I got nothing. So, yeah. I guess thank you so much for listening to me. I appreciate y'all. And, I hope that this little update and little, I guess, cue into what's going on in our lives was, insightful and, a good listen. And I would love if y'all would take a good listen to my girl Chloe, because she's up next. So thanks for listening to me. And yeah, if you want to talk more to us and let us know what you think about this episode, head on over to Where We're At Lying on Spotify. Where We're At Lying Pod, on Spotify. And yeah, DM us, whether that's just to give us input or ideas you have. We'd love to hear them, because the amount of times Chloe and I have panicked about what to talk about isn't it crazy? So please, 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 if you've got an idea whether it's, oh my gosh, I want to start a podcast, and I would talk about this, but I don't want to talk about it on my own podcast. Other people should. Send it on over. So yeah, let us know if you have any ideas. And yeah, thanks for listening. And here's Chloe.
Hey y'all, back at it again with the two best friends, but the two best friends are still separated. So you get another split episode this week. Woo! But it seems to us that you guys seem to like this idea, and Zoe and I like it too. So it's just the best way we can go about this podcast in the meantime. Even though we all desire for us to still be in the same room recording, it's kind of like we're together, even though we aren't actually together. So I hope you guys enjoy this nonetheless, because it will be a mini life update from the both of us, kind of explaining why we can't record an episode together right now, but hopefully that will change very soon. Today has actually been one of my more chill days. I am currently home alone, which is very nice because I don't really get that anymore now that I've moved into my grandpa's. So my uncle is in LA. My roommate, she went to work. So it's nice to have this room all to myself. And I was going to actually record out in our living room since it's just so big and there's no noise right now, which is like never heard of in this household. But I don't know. I really like the comfort of our room, especially with how like ambient I can create this space, because we have this big window that like peers into our living room in our house, and it just soaks in, or not soaks in, it absorbs all the sunlight from outside. So I don't know what it is, and it's like reverse for me in my brain, but it was like making me tired to just sit out there. So I came in my room and suddenly I had like a burst of energy, and it's probably because I have all the lights off except for my lamp, and it creates such a peaceful atmosphere, and I just prefer that. I don't know if anyone else is weird like that, but yeah. Less lights the better, and maybe it's because of my blue eyes and just, I don't know, them being 10 times more sensitive to light. But anyway, I actually just got done recording a new promo video that I will be uploading to TikTok and then also as a reel on Instagram. And since this episode's going to be out long after that's been posted, I can kind of talk about what it is. And it's just me launching my website, and I'm just still so happy about that. It's like quite the accomplishment for me. I'm very proud that I can actually say like, yeah, I have my own website. It's I imagine it's a huge step for just any artist. Um, Especially if they're seeking to make merch or prints and designs, and just for people to check out their art more or any of their projects. Because I have multiple projects going on at all times, and I hope that this sort of acts as a guide for anyone who wants to kind of just explore that. Because you guys know that I have this podcast, of course, which is co hosted with Zoe. But other than that, I have my brand, Road Dog Apparel, and then also my dream production company, which I want to make more of a reality one day. And it's the whole reason I'm even going to school soon. Let Pharaoh know Productions. So yeah, I don't know if you guys want to check out that website, then go ahead and just check out any 3 of my Instagram accounts, and the link will be in the bio. Okay, so moving on from promoting myself any longer, I actually might still take a nap after I record this episode, because what I have today is like all later in the day. So I have to be at my campus around like 4:30, and it's to watch a movie on Cesar Chavez for extra credit in Spanish 2. because I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually having a pretty hard time in this class. Uh, and I mean, I guess that's understandable because this is a whole new language, and also it's like it's more advanced, you know. So this has been pretty difficult, and there's just so much to remember about Spanish. There's and like people say that like English is hard, but for me that's always come like so fluently for me to remember. Just because like English was my best subject in school, and I've always loved language arts and writing. So writing has always come so natural for me, and people actually encourage that I write more. I'm actually writing something right now that I will be submitting at my theater, and I'm quite nervous about that. And I don't want to talk about it too much in case I do get rejected, because that will be the first time I actually submit anything like that. And yeah, I don't know what to expect. So I'm not gonna talk about that quite yet, until I actually have something that's like over 10 pages written. First off, because I only have like a few things scribbled down right now, and yeah, if my work actually gets approved, then yeah, maybe I will talk about that some more. But in the meantime, I don't really know what's going on with that. Anyway, in Spanish 2, I'm trying to get my grade back up because it just dropped to a mid C. And oh, I don't want another C on my transcript. I got my first C on my college transcript um back in the summer. So last summer. And it was with communications. It was a 6-week course, and I was doing great. I was doing flawless. I actually had an A in that class up until the very last week where we had to do a group project. And because there were like a few kids who didn't pull their weight, it reflected on my grade, and so she graded by that. And as much as I tried to fight it, and as much as I threatened to take it to the dean, I just still accepted that C on my transcript because I ended up talking to my transfer consultant about it, and she was like, "Honestly, just let it go. It's still going to pass, so you're fine and you don't have to retake the class." So I was like, "All right, yeah, this isn't a battle that's worth fighting anymore." But I'm very serious about my grades. Like for me, my grades have always been like so life and death just because academics have been something I don't know, like I've just always had like a love-hate relationship with school, and now that I've been thriving in school for so long, I don't want to like slack in any way, and I know that um the better you do in school, the better your chances are at like more opportunities. So, I don't know. I'm still trying to keep at it and be a good student. So, yeah, I'm going to even though I don't want to, I'm going to strap up my boots and go to school and watch that movie and hopefully get that extra credit like that's been promised to me. But besides that, this morning I actually decided to make coffee at home like a good person, a good wise money saving person, and it was mushroom coffee, which is actually like the real deal. I'm actually kind of shocked by how good it does taste. And for the longest time, I've actually thought about like buying the mud water kit and giving it a try because I do spend so much of my money on coffee. Like, here's the thing. Anytime I get a paycheck, which is monthly, and so if you know how that is, you know how difficult it is to budget a monthly paycheck. Um, the first thing I do is try to split the paycheck in half, so that way half of it goes in the savings and then the rest goes into my checkings, and whatever's in my checkings is for like whatever I need to like buy or I want to buy. And so a lot of my money does go to coffee. I'm not gonna lie. Um, and so I thought about getting mud water, but then I gave up on the idea because I was like, I don't want to wait and whatever. And I like my little walks in the morning to the little cafe that's just down the street from me. And so it's a nice little 10-minute morning walk I'll go on, and I feel like I get a little reward out of it. And then I come back and I start the rest of my day. So it's like it's a nice little thing that's a part of my morning routine. And it's something I look forward to. Um but my uncle, he bought this for himself to give it a try, and he absolutely hates it. He was like, "I just hate how much it tastes like coffee," because he's not a coffee person whatsoever. And that to me blows my mind. Like, how do you not like coffee? But anyway, so I was like, sure, you know what? I actually really need to start saving my money. So I'm gonna try to be wise and see if I can make something. So I made myself like a caramel macchiato, like a mock drink of it. And it actually turned out really good. I'm actually so proud of myself for making something that yummy because I can't make coffee for the life of me. I'm telling you right here, right now, every time I make coffee, it tastes like dirt. It just, I don't know what it is. I think it's just the fact that I know that I made it. And so there's like nothing special about it. But yeah, I don't, or it could be the fact that I've never had like the fancy stuff, like an espresso machine or a little frother. So it's like it's not even exciting. It's like, yeah, you pour the pot and you put the creamer in and there you go, you know? And it will take care of the caffeine addiction. It will take care of the headache. But I'd rather have foofy coffee because it tastes better. You cannot deny that foofy coffee just tastes better. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see how long this lasts. I have a whole bag of the mushroom coffee stuff. And you only need like a couple teaspoons to put in and mix with water before you get going. But we'll see how long I will stick with it. And I just know that as soon as it gets warmer outside, I'm gonna be back at that cafe because that was also my routine last year when it was warmer and I moved to my grandpa's um in the beginning of May. That was just my routine. I would walk down there and then I would like read or study or journal with my nice little latte in hand. So I want that so bad. I can't wait for warmer weather. It's been raining on and off today, but yeah, I need the warmth. Like it's one thing to have the sun outside, but if it's breezy and cold and it's deceiving, then I don't want it. Then you might as well just bring on the clouds. Yeah, you can just tell that that mushroom coffee is doing something to me because I don't know where this rant just came from. I've been dealing with this cold for like a good week, and I'm pretty sure I got this cold from being at Disneyland. But I've been dealing with this, and it's made me tired like every single day because that's what colds do, of course. But I that's why I'm gonna take a nap after this because I've been coughing and I've been wheezing. I don't know if you can hear me a little bit in my mic right now, but I do have a bit of a wheeze. And I feel really bad because then I just ended up passing it on to my roommate. And she started feeling it when we went to a concert last week. We just decided to impulsively go to a Gemini concert because the tickets were only $30. So it's like, come on, are you kidding me? You can't pass that up. So we made a day of it and then we like stayed overnight at some weird sketchy hotel, but we made it back in one piece. So it was fun. But I feel really bad because she started feeling it during the concert and it's like, oh freaking A. Oh no, what did I do? And so I've been trying to offer her medicine, but she's been trying to play it off like she's fine. Um and that girl, she won't take a break off of work because she's already taking so many days off to go to like other concerts because she's just a concert junkie. And she actually is going to one next week. It's Keshi. And I'm so jealous. I'm like, I want to go myself, but I don't think I can. And it's probably way too late to buy a ticket. But yeah. So, pardon me. I am getting over a cold. And Yeah. Um, what do I have tomorrow? So tomorrow I have to go in and talk to my theater production instructor and kind of just plan out the rest of my schedule for the rest of the semester because we just had our one show and it was on the Phantom Toll Booth, and it's a children's book. So it was a kid show and it lasted for not even an hour, so like a good 50 minutes this goes on. And yeah, it's a really fun show to just take your kids to. And so we had it at our theater, and now they're going to go travel around to several different other schools in the district. And so that should just be really fun. It's super entertaining. The characters are very colorful, or I should say like the cast. The cast is very colorful. Their costumes are just mwah, so well done by the rest of our students at the theater. But yeah, uh I didn't get to work backstage for that one just because they decided, well, since we're traveling around, we're not going to use mics. And what I do backstage is kind of just like operate and function with the mics. And so I get to mic each performer before they go on. And then we do sound check and make sure that they're clear enough for you to hear them across the stage and whatever. But we decided for this weekend they were just going to project really hard. And so I wasn't really needed back there. I did certain things backstage throughout the week to get ready. So I did like load in stuff and help set up for like the props, but there wasn't even really a set to uh disassemble or reassemble. It was just multiple little mini props because again, it's a traveling show. So there wasn't a lot, but there's like little mini parts that go to it, you know? And it's been fun. I really like working backstage, and I hope I get to do it a couple more times before I leave. I love this theater so much, and I'm just so thankful for this job. It really worked out when it needed to, just everything about it, and I know it was meant to be. It's taught me so much, and I know that it will continue to teach me even more before I eventually do depart and move to Biola University. So yeah, I'm ultra excited for that though. I've been visiting Biola way more often. Um, I've gone to transfer day recently. I wanted to go to student admitted day, but unfortunately I'm not able to because I will have class throughout that day. Um, but I got to set up a tour for my dad, and he got to check out what I would be doing on campus with the Cinema and Media Arts School. And that's all it took. Like, he was immediately sold on it and he fell in love with it just like I did my first tour. And I'm glad. I'm really glad because he was just so on the fence about it. So, yeah, I'm glad that he finally understands and he sees where I'm coming from and that I'm not just going to some pointless school and just to be taught nothing out in this industry. Um and I mean, I don't really know what to expect. Not that I should be expecting anything, but there's definitely a lot of firsts that I've already accomplished and I've been working at this year. And so I hope it continues down that road and that this will become like a pattern and my new routine, you know. So as much as it is like bittersweet to leave the theater, I just keep reminding myself to work towards that. And ultimately, Biola has been my biggest motivation. But um, as for theater production, I enrolled in a late term class, and it's now my only other class besides Spanish 2, which is so ridiculous. I did not plan for it to be this way. In fact, I wanted to finish up the rest of my gen ed plan and just prep over the summer to move. But here I am, and So like at the beginning of this semester, I was taking math. I was taking stats 115 and I thought I was doing great until I couldn't log into anything that we needed to log into to complete our assignments. So the site that he provided, I logged in with my information, did not recognize me as a student in the class. I logged in even with his information because he offered. It did not recognize me. So I was like, what is going on? Is this like an IT thing? So I had to contact IT. It was a whole ordeal. I ended up dropping the class because I was like, I just don't want to deal with this. I'm already like 2 weeks behind. So yeah, it was ridiculous. And I was like, I can't be risking it. I rather drop the class right now while I can instead of taking a W or worse on my transcript. So that's what I ended up doing. And then I was like, it's okay because I am a student worker and I have up to 8 units still because of my late term class. And it was going to be a late term bio class. Here comes March. I it's my first day in this class. It's bio 100. And I'm talking to my coworkers about it, and because they're asking me like, how's your grades doing? Are you doing okay? Like we gotta give them that update because literally the only way you can keep your job on campus is if you're doing well in school and you have up to 6 units. So I'm like, yeah, I'm in bio 100, and they're like, you might want to double check with your transfer consultant to see if that's gonna actually transfer over because that's like elementary bio. And I'm like, okay, bet. I'd rather be safe than sorry. Sure enough, that's the one class that would not transfer over. So I had to, I just start panicking. I was like, well, freaking, I'm not going to take this course if it's not going to count towards anything. So I run around and I do some searching to see if there's any other late term classes that are still open. Sure enough, there is one, and it's like in PowerPoint or whatever. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I can get like the full version of PowerPoint. I can practice with designing and business and, website launching and whatever. Cause like that's what I'm already trying to do. So I tried to register for that class. I dropped bio thinking that like everything's fine, everything's dandy, it's gonna work out. No, I can't take the class because it doesn't align with my gen ed plan. So I start panicking and I'm down to 5 credits. And I'm like, well, I just need one more credit or else I'm losing my job. And so I go into work the next day. I talk to my boss and he's like, your instructor from last semester has a class that's starting this week, right? And so I don't even think I finished my conversation with him. I run out of his office and I go talk to her. And so she saved me. And since I already took theater production last year, you can just take it again. It's like one of those lab things that just it's going to count towards some type of lab credit. And freaking get this. It's 1 credit. So it's exactly the credit I needed to keep my job. So I'm back up to 6 units. And I love theater production. I was freaking killing it in that class last semester. And I had so much fun building sets and learning how to use power tools. I want my own toolkit now. Oh man, just thinking about it makes me so happy. If only you could see the smile on my face. But yeah, I'm excited to be in this class again for like a couple of weeks until the semester's up. But it will definitely ease my mind off of Spanish because I have an interview, a composition, and then my final exam in that class uh to still complete before I can actually move on. And I'm so scared. I'm so scared because I really don't want this C to drop to anything lower. But pray for me. Truly. Well, that's basically all I have to update you guys on. But yeah, that's just how busy I've been and living life down here, down in Chloe Town. So, but I really do hope I'm able to make it back up there to Zoe at some point because it's just always a fun time recording with her, and it's just fun being around Zoe. So hopefully we can have like a sushi date together again before we go to record those future episodes. I miss church. I want to film at church again, and I miss my family most of all. I miss my unit, and I definitely want to see them as much as possible before I make an even bigger move. Because this move was already big in itself, but that's major. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this episode. I hope you enjoyed my part of the episode, and I'll talk to you guys later.